Let us see. I hope that you all are study the topics. Today we will discuss about the kingdom Animalia. Today we have to study about the kingdom Animalia. First of all, we have to discuss about the ways by which the organisms are classified into different categories. And we have discussed that there are basic features or characteristics due to which the organisms are placed into kingdom Animalia. As we have studied that all the organisms which is placed in kingdom Animalia have some special characteristics and some basic characteristics, some common characteristics due to which they are classified under the animal kingdom. Let us see, if we discuss about animal kingdom, then what are the basis of classification? We have to discuss about the basis of classification of animal kingdom. In this lecture, we have to discuss that there are some characteristics due to which the organisms are placed under the kingdom Animalia, and that basis was the level of organization, level of organization. The second thing is, after level of organization, we have to study about
Symmetry.
the
बॉडी सिमेट्री
Symmetry.
नहीं, सिमेट्री तो बहुत बाद में आएगी ना, पहले हम उसके पहले के जो लेवल है उनको देख लें.
सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम,
सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम, circulatory system. The third one, you all have studied all these topics in class 9. Same पढ़े हो आप. We have to remind the topics which we have studied in class 9. Circulatory system,
Digestive system.
digestive system, then
Respiratory system.
respiratory system को हम नहीं लेते हैं because there is no more
Reproductive
differences
system.
in reproductive system को हम लेते हैं. रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम, देन सिमेट्री की बात हम करते हैं. Symmetry means body symmetry. You all have studied about the symmetry in maths also. The sixth one is body cavity. Body cavity. So these are the basis of classification of the organisms which are placed in kingdom Animalia. All the animals, including human beings, are placed in kingdom Animalia. And all these organisms have some basic characteristics and common characteristics which are placed under the kingdom Animalia. First of all, we have to discuss about the level of organization. What do you mean by level of organization? It is based on the organization of the body of organisms. This level of organization is based on the organization of its body, that how the organisms are made up of, how their body is made up of. There are three bases. The first one is cellular level of organization, tissue level of organization, and the third one is body, or हम कहते हैं organ level, organ system, or body level of organization. There are three bases of level of organization in which we will discuss about the cellular level, of organization. Second one is
tissue level,
tissue level of organization, and the third one is
organ level of
organ or ऑर्गन सिस्टम, या हम बॉडी लेवल की बात भी कर लेते हैं, बॉडी लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. वन बाय वन विल डिस्कस अबाउट everyone. First of all, we have to discuss about the cellular level of organization. What is the cellular level of organization? If we will discuss about cellular level of organization, then those organisms which are placed under the kingdom Animalia means all are the multicellular. जितने भी हैं सभी क्या है, multicellular हैं. But there is no organization of the cells together to perform any particular function. There are different cells which are performing the different function, and the best example of the cellular organization, cellular level of organization is phylum Porifera. You all have studied about the different phylums in class 9. That phylum Porifera to Chordata. Porifera is the first phylum under which all the organisms are placed, which body is organized on the cellular basis. There is no any special organ, there is no any special tissue. All the cells are performing the specialized function, due to which we say that there is a cellular level of organization in the organisms which are placed under the phylum Porifera. Sorry, under the phylum Porifera. Poriferans are those organisms in which there is only cellular level of organization. For example, you all have studied about the Leucosolenia, sponges. These are the organisms in which there is no any special organ to perform the various function. There are the cells, and that cells are specialized to perform that different function. There are different cells to perform the different functions. So we say that there is a cellular level of organization, and it is a basis of classification of the organisms which are placed under the kingdom Animalia, because the organisms which are placed under kingdom Animalia are divided into different groups on the basis of similarities and differences. From phylum Porifera, then after we have to study about Coelenterata or Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nematohelminthes, molluscans, annelids, arthropods, then echinodermids. After that we have to study about the chordates. So all these phylums were categorized separately on the basis of differences among the organisms, and those organisms which have some similar characteristics, they are kept under a various phylum or phyla. If we study about particular phylum, particular group, then we say it phylum. If phyla की बात करते हैं, means there are many phyla from Porifera to Chordata. So there is cellular level of organization. It means the organisms which have the cellular level of organization, there is no any specialized tissue or organ to perform the various functions. There is cellular level of organization, means there are specialized cells to perform the special function. This is called as the cellular level of organization. The second one is tissue level of organization, means the organisms in which the cells are organized together, because we all have studied that when cells are grouped together, then they form the tissue. Those organisms in which the cells are organized together to form the tissue, and that tissue are specialized to perform the special function, is called as tissue level of organization, which is found in case of coelentrates, or it is also found in some cases in Platyhelminthes also. But tissue level of organization it is found in those organisms in which the cells are grouped together to perform the special function. They are called as tissue level of organization. Then we study about the organ or organ system or body level of organization. In that situation, what will happen? The tissues, as we have studied in earlier classes, that cells group together to form tissue group together to form organ, and when many organs are perform a specialized function by grouping together, then it is called as organ system. And when many organ system are found in a particular body, then there is body level of organization. So it is mostly found in the organisms which are placed under the kingdom Nematohelminthes and so on. Nematohelminthes के आगे Esculenthes आप पढ़े हो, उनके आगे हम जितना भी पढ़ते जाते हैं, तो in all those organisms there are specialized organ to perform the special function, or that organs are combined together to perform the specialized function. If we discuss about any particular organ system, then in our body there is the digestive system. In digestive system there are many organs from mouth to anus. If we discuss about the alimentary canal, then from mouth to anus, rectum, there are many organs which are organized together to perform a special function of digestion. In that situation we say that there is organ or organ system or body level of organization which is found in higher organisms, in higher animals from phylum Nematohelminthes onward. So this is the level of organization, and it is the first basis of classification of the animals, due to which they are categorized under different phyla. The second one is circulatory system. We all are familiar with circulation. There is transportation of blood, and that blood is transported via the specialized vessels in our body, and the blood is pumped out from the heart. In that situation there are some organisms in which there is no any vessels for the circulation of blood. Such type of organisms in which there is no presence of vessels, then this type of circulation is called as open type circulation. Open type circulation. If we discuss about open type of circulation, it means those organisms in which there is no specialized vessels to transport the blood. Organisms are suspended, or we can say that the organs are bathed into the blood, and such type of circulatory system is called as open type of circulation. The other is closed type of circulation. Closed type of circulation. It means in those organisms in which there is closed type of circulation, it means there are specialized vessels through which the blood is transported to various parts of the body. And if the blood vessels are present, then we say that there is closed type of circulatory system in these organisms. On the basis of this open type of circulatory system and closed type of circulatory systems, organisms are categorized. So we say that this circulatory system is also a basis of classification of animals. The third one is digestive system. How can we say that digestive system is the basis of classification of animals? Yes, students. In some organisms, the digestive system is not well developed, due to which it is called as incomplete digestive system and complete digestive system. Incomplete digestive system means such type of organisms in which there is single opening. Such type of organisms in which there is a single opening through which it is intake the food material, or it can excrete the waste material. Means that single opening are working as mouth as well as anus. In that situation, it is called as incomplete digestive system. But those organisms in which there are two openings for ingestion and egestion. And if such type of digestive system, such type of system are present in body, then we say that it is complete digestive system. It is called as complete digestive system. What we have discussed? We have discussed that incomplete digestive system, incomplete digestive system and complete digestive system. What can we say about the incomplete and complete? We have discussed about it, and I hope that you all are able to understand that what is the basis of digestive system as incomplete and complete. It will be based on the presence of opening. If there is single opening through which the organism is intake of the food material or it is excrete the waste material, then it is called as incomplete digestive system. And if there are two openings for separate intake of food material and to excrete the waste product, in that situation we say that there is complete digestive system. Now we have to study about the reproductive system. As we have discussed, students, that in case of animals there is asexual mode of reproduction as well as sexual mode of reproduction, due to which the organisms are also categorized on the basis of reproduction. Some organisms have so only the asexual mode of reproduction, due to which they are categorized differently, and there are some organisms in which there is sexual mode of reproduction, due to which they are placed into different categories, different phylums. So it is also a basis for the classification of animals. The most important thing about which we have to discuss is symmetry. I hope that you all are familiar with the word symmetry. Symmetry means if we are studying biology, then we have to study at the point view of bio only. Maths nahi padhna humko, but the sense is same. Symmetry means if there is any organisms and its body is divided into equal halves, in such type of condition, suppose that this is an organism and we have divided its body from that portion, then what will happen? If we keep that half portion together, then it will be in such situation, both will be same, there will be no any differences. If we have divided the body of any organisms, then it will cover the others. It is called as symmetry. Yes, Rishikesh, you are asking something.
Nothing, sir.
Let us see what we have studied. Symmetry means on the basis of symmetry, on the basis of division in the body from any plane, the organisms are called as symmetrical, asymmetrical. The symmetrical organisms are also placed into two categories. One is bilateral symmetry and other is radial symmetry. Means on the basis of symmetry, it is grouped into three categories. The first one is asymmetrical body. Asymmetrical body. The second one is bilateral symmetrical. Bilateral symmetrical. And the third one is radial symmetrical. radial symmetrical. One by one we will discuss about all these three. First of all, we have to discuss about the bilateral, about the asymmetrical body. Suppose that there is any one organism, there is any animal, and its body is not divided into any identical part. In that situation, we can say that there is asymmetrical body design. How can we say? If there is any organism in such a situation, suppose कर लो ये कोई organism है या any figure is given in such a situation, and we are trying to divide it into equal halves, then is it possible that this figure can be divided into any equal half from any plane? Nahin. If
No,
we will
sir.
divide it from here, then there is no equal half. If we will divide from here, then there is no equal half. At any rate, it cannot be divided into equal halves. And if such type of situation is found in any organisms, then we can say that the body is asymmetrical or asymmetrical symmetry in organisms. And mostly it will be seen in the organisms which are placed under the phylum
Porifera.
Porifera and Coelenterata also.
Background.
Porifera and Coelenterata also. There are many other organisms in which such type of symmetry can be found. These organisms cannot be divided. The body of these organisms cannot be divided into two identical halves, due to which they are called as, or we can say it that there is asymmetrical body in the organisms. The second one is bilateral symmetry. Bilateral, the word given here bilateral. Suppose that if there is any one organism, कोई organism है, suppose that the body of organisms is spindle cell, and it can be divided, the body can be divided into two equal halves from a plane. एक plane से इनकी body identical half में divide हो गई. In that situation, we can say that there is bilateral symmetry. Or suppose that the body of organisms is in that situation, then it will be divided from here into two equal half. Or it can be divided in such a situation also. Then if the body of organisms is divided into two identical half, maybe vertically or horizontally, किसी तरह से यदि हॉरिजॉन्टल बॉडी उसकी है तो हॉरिजॉन्टली डिवाइड होगा, यदि वर्टिकल है तो वर्टिकली डिवाइड होगा. हाउ कैन वी से? सपोज दैट दिस इज अ डस्टर. इफ वी डिवाइड दिस डस्टर longitudinally, then it will be divided into two identical half. So we can say that there is bilateral symmetry. If we will divide it from here, then it will also be divided into two equal half. In that situation, there is bilateral symmetry. We can say that if the body of organisms is divided into two identical halves, two equal halves, then there is bilateral symmetry. And we, the humans, are best example of bilateral symmetry. If we will divide our body in lateral view, then there will be two equal halves. यदि अपनी बॉडी को हम यहाँ से डिवाइड कर देंगे तो our body is divided into two equal halves. That is the best example of bilateral symmetry, or it is found in case of other higher animals like cattle. All cattle are divided into two equal halves, so there is bilateral symmetry. Or such type of organisms, if the body is divided into two equal halves, then we can say that there is bilateral symmetry in the body of organisms, and it is a basis of classification. The next and last is radial symmetry. Radial symmetrical. Radial symmetrical means if there is any organisms and its body can be divided into many equal halves from any plane, which is passed through the center position. In that situation, we can say that there is radial symmetry. There is radial symmetry of the body. Suppose that if there is any organisms and its body is like a ball. The best example is Ctenophora, the organisms which is placed under the group Ctenophora. All these organisms have the radial symmetrical body design. Ctenophora के जितने भी organisms होते हैं, जैसे प्लूरोब्रांकिया एग्जांपल दिया हुआ है फाइलम Ctenophora में, that is the smallest phylum of your syllabus, not your syllabus, of the biodiversity. पूरे biodiversity का सबसे छोटा फाइलम होता है, because the number of species found in Ctenophora is very
Sir, video
less.
paused.
Video?
No, sir, सही है.
Everything is fine. Let us
Sir,
we are studying about the radial symmetry. Suppose that if any organisms are found and its body is like a ball, ball की तरह से उसका shape है, उसके body का shape है. In that situation, if we will divide the body of organisms, then we will found, suppose that body of organism is like a ball. Like a ball. Then if we will divide it from here, then it will be divided in equal halves. Means the body of organisms can be divided into many equal halves, which is passed through a plane surface. In that situation, we can say that there is radial symmetry, or the body is radially symmetrical. So on the basis of symmetry, the organisms are placed into three groups. The one is asymmetrical symmetry, those organisms whose body is not divisible into equal halves. It is asymmetrical body. Second one is bilateral symmetry, those organisms which body can be divided into two identical halves. It may be laterally or horizontally. But in case of radial symmetry, the body of organisms can be divided into many identical halves, as we have seen in this figure. Longitudinally, it is divided into equal halves. Horizontally, it is divided into equally halves. Diagonally, it is divided into equal halves. In that situation, we can say that this symmetry is also a basis of classification of the organisms. Classification of the organisms. The next and last point, which is the most important topic of this lecture, is body cavity. Body cavity. On the basis of body cavity, the organisms are called as coelomate, acoelomate, and pseudocoelomate. Coelomate, this body cavity is called as a coelomic cavity because there are the coelomic fluid in the body. During embryonic stage, when there is the formation of embryo, in that situation there is the development of different layers in the body, which is called as, I'm going to erase, if I have noted down, then I'm going to erase the remaining topics. Erase कर दे बेटा.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let us see, we have to discuss about 6 points, that is body cavity. Body cavity or coelomic cavity भी इसको हम कहते हैं. It is also called as coelomic cavity because it is on the basis of presence of coelom. We have discussed that during embryonic stage, when there is the formation of embryo, in that stage there is development of germinal layers, and that germinal layers are of three types. The first one is ectoderm, second one is
mesoderm,
mesoderm, and the third one is
Endoderm.
endoderm. There are three germinal layers, and on the basis of these three germinal layers, the organisms are categorized as coelomate, coelomate, pseudocoelomate, and the third one is acoelomate. Acoelomate. There are three types of organisms on the basis of presence of these three germinal layers. If there is any organism and during embryonic stage there is development of all these three germinal layers, all these three germinal layers means ectoderm, endoderm and mesodermal layer are present, then we say that there is coelomate condition, or we can say that the organisms are coelomate. Those organisms in which there is presence of three germinal layer during the embryonic stage, that is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, such type of organisms are placed under the category of coelomate. If the organisms in which there is no development, there is no presence of this mesoderm, it is present but not well defined, in that situation the organisms are called as pseudocoelomate. The word pseudo means there is presence of mesoderm but it is not well defined. In place of mesoderm there is a development of mesoderm like structure, that is called as mesoglia, and these organisms are called as pseudocoelomate. If we discuss about the phylum from which the organisms are placed under the category of coelomate, then it will be found from Annelida onward. Annelida से आगे जब हम जाएंगे तो सभी coelomate मिलेंगे. Annelida को भी हम ले लें, Annelida के साथ साथ हम Nematyhelminthes को भी ले सकते हैं. But the pseudocoelomate condition is found in case of Platyhelminthes, the phylum in which there is no development of this mesodermal layer. So there is pseudocoelomate condition, and the best example is the phylum Platyhelminthes, and all the organisms which are placed under the phylum Platyhelminthes are the example of pseudocoelomate. The next one is acoelomate condition. As we have discussed, acoelomate condition means those organisms in which there is presence of only ectoderm and endoderm. Yes.
सर
Yes.
सर इन
Latika?
क्लास 9th हम लोगों ने प्लेटहेलमिन्थेसिस में पढ़ा था। ये जो आप बताए हैं सीडोडर्म वाले में फॉल्स बॉडी कैविटी प्रेजेंट रहती है टेपवर्म में। एग्जांपल सर प्लेटहेलमिन्थेसिस का टेपवर्म होता है ना सर,
टैपवर्म।
तो सर फॉल्स बॉडी कैविटी दिया था उसमें कि
Yes,
सर
बेटा।
इसी को बोलते थे फॉल्स बॉडी कैविटी।
फॉल्स बॉडी कैविटी जो आप पढ़े थे सीडोसिलोमेट, उसी को कहते हैं कि कैविटी तो होती है लेकिन पूरी तरह से डेवलप नहीं होता, इसलिए उसको हम फॉल्स बॉडी कैविटी कहते हैं। ठीक है,
ठीक है। यस सर।
लेट अस सी, we have discussed about the acoelomate. Acoelomate means those organisms in which there is presence of only ectoderm and endoderm. This mesodermal layer is not present, and those organisms in which this mesodermal layer is not present, they are called as acoelomate. Acoelomate, or in other words we can say that acoelomate are those organisms in which there is presence of only ectoderm and endoderm during embryonic stage, which it can be seen in phylum Porifera and Coelenterata. phylum Porifera and Coelenterata, Ctenophora में भी पाए जाएंगे, because this Ctenophora is new for you. तो phylum Porifera, Coelenterata and Ctenophora, all the organisms are acoelomate because there is presence of the two germinal layer, that is ectoderm as well as endoderm. So these are the basis of classification. Now the time is going to finish. From tomorrow we will discuss about the each phylum. First of all, we have to study about the systematic diagram by which the kingdom Animalia is divided into different phylum, from phylum Porifera to Chordata. So tomorrow we will discuss about the systematic diagram or flow chart, due to which our study will be easy. Okay, students?
Okay, sir.
If there is any problem, any confusion in the taught topics, then you can ask. यदि कुछ पूछना हो तो आप पूछ
सर
सकते हैं।
डिप्लोब्लास्टिक और ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक किसको कहेंगे?
हाँ बेटा, डिप्लोब्लास्टिक और
डिप्लोब्लास्टिक और
ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक हम
ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक